everyone. Welcome to Conversations with Miss T, and that is me. A few days ago, I had a conversation with a friend of mine, Thandile. Thandile and I have been friends since university. Actually, just saying that brings back a whole lot of crazy memories, man. We had a wonderful time together. Thandile is currently a software developer and venturing into some IT related business. Yeah, you know what? It sounds so grand when she says it. Guys, I don't even know what IT stands for, so please don't judge. And of course, I support her. Thanks, guys, for tuning in, and I hope that you enjoy this. Are you still working from home? Oopsie.
Yes, remote for life. I wouldn't go back to the office.
Because
A job that's like, you have to be in the office. I'll be like, no, I don't.
because you got options. You know that song.
Yeah. So, no, I wouldn't at this point in my life
Yeah,
take a job.
I guess
Yeah,
it
I have
doesn't
to.
make sense anymore.
Yeah, and traffic here is so bad.
Mm.
It's like one time, because on Thursdays, the lady who comes to clean, we have to go pick her up at Century City. And when I go fetch her at like 7 o'clock, traffic is so bad that I'm like, oh my gosh, that I can't stand that traffic just for that one day in the week. So if I had to do that every day, I would absolutely die.
You wouldn't. You would adjust and adapt, my friend. That's what human beings do. What are you
Yeah,
drinking?
I'm having some coffee, just black coffee. You?
You don't want to know. So I made okay, so I boiled some water, right? And then I added ice cubes to cool off the water, and then I added orange juice to give my water some taste.
Ew.
Hey, it's nice, okay? It's flavored water. It's orange flavored
So,
water.
so what kind of water did you want? Hot or cold water? Make up your mind, lady.
Oh no. Can I just be in between?
Hmm. And then the orange juice. Oh my gosh. So in my other cup, I have it's just hot water
Uh-huh.
in like in a thermal mug. So I drink hot water now in winter because it's like super cold.
Yeah,
And cold water just makes my throat break. So
yeah,
and I've actually really come to like the taste of hot water. And
yeah.
people are always, ew, that's so disgusting. And I'm like, but have you tried it?
They haven't. They don't know what they're missing out
Exactly.
on. Yeah, I know. I also just drink warm water. I only drink cold water when I'm really hot and I don't have any other
Oh,
option.
hey.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. Another thing, I've become a tea person. My friend, I feel
Really?
like, yeah, I feel like I'm getting old because I would just come home and then like have like a cup of tea and feel so good about myself.
Do you have like those nice teas, like those exotic teas and whatnot, or is it just like normal teas? I want to get
Um,
into like teas and have like an entire collection and have like even a set, like with the little tea pourer thing. What's it called? A tea kettle, I don't know. And like little mugs.
are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah, I do. Like, there's this guy on YouTube I watch, and like the way I enjoy his videos. And then when he starts his videos, he's always like tells us which tea he's drinking, and then he's like, "Okay, then I'll pour you a cup," and then he places it like close to the camera, and I
Oh,
also like drinking tea with him.
that is so cool. And you can host tea parties. Those are really nice. I hosted one before. It was a lot of work because I wanted my sets to be perfect. So I just like ended up putting in a lot of effort, but it was cute, I think.
That's
Yeah.
how
So do
many
it
guests?
if you want to. I to answer your question, I have well, I ran out of chamomile tea. I have peppermint, I have green tea. I'm not a
Mhm.
big fan of, yes, I'm South African, but I'm not a really big fan of rooibos.
How dare you?
I know, I'm so sorry, but my friend Marie makes the best rooibos tea because she mixes it with she pours in what is that sweet condensed milk. Then I can drink,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, I can drink Marie's rooibos tea, but then I'm just really not a big fan of that. I also, yeah, I like green tea a lot, and I mix it with ginger tea. That's about it.
I really like ginger tea, like the granule one.
Yes, yes, same. Yeah, it's good.
That's my favorite. I can drink that hot, like on a hot day or a cold day.
Right. Yeah, there we go. Have we?
How was your day? Because you've lived a day now or half a day.
I'm in the future, so you want to know what things are like in the future.
Yes. What's going on there?
Well, it's cloudy, so get ready for that. It's not gonna rain, at least not by like 1 p.m. your side. My friend, my day is fine. I've had such a struggle trying to adjust, because I went back home, I came back, I was in quarantine for 2 weeks, had to adjust to
Yeah.
that. And then I was out of quarantine, but self-isolating. So it was like I was out, but not really. And then I had to
Mm.
adjust to that. And then I had to teach online. And I had to adjust my schedule again. And then I went back to work first week, no students were there. So I had to adjust my schedule. And now we're back at work with students there. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to adjust my schedule again. And
Oh,
now I
a lot of
know, I know it is quite a lot. I'm trying to be patient with myself because I feel like 2 weeks ago, I was like, why am I not getting all the things I need to get done? And
yeah.
and then I realized it's because I'm constantly just adjusting every single week to a new schedule. And next week I'll be adjusting to a new schedule again because I have to add on some things to my schedule. In
Mm.
my dance class, I teach a dance. I told you about that.
Yes.
My friend, don't say anything. Chinese people watch this, okay?
No, what was I going to say?
You know what you're
How's
gonna
it
say?
going? How are your students?
I don't teach students, I teach adults.
Yes, but they're your dance students.
Oh, hey, I've never looked at it that way. Actually, one of my bosses is in my class. So when she's in my class, I'm the boss. For just an hour. Yeah. Somebody asked me, a friend of mine from the States asked me, they said, so you can dance? I said, in Taiwan, yes. In South Africa, no.
Yes. If you go to South Africa, everyone will be like, Vanessa, please stop it. You're embarrassing us.
Okay, except for you, you'd cheer for me because you're a friend.
Yes, but you'd probably be doing our weird there together.
My friend, you also cannot dance, right, to save your life.
I can't. I really can't. Shame. And
But
where I
it's
wish I
fine.
could.
Yeah, we're in the same boat. Now, the first conversation that I did was with my former student Uvusine. And so we were planning the book launch and everything. So we had to have meetings because they were hosts. So one of my colleagues walked into my class and I said to her, hey guys, meet my friend. Uvusi goes like, wait, what? Kuna makula in Taiwan. I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, because you just said my friend.
Oh my gosh. Wow. My friend. Oh
I
no.
know.
But you
Okay.
are my friend then.
Yes, I know, but yeah, I get to he's a comedian, so I guess,
Okay, cool.
yeah. And sorry, what was I saying? Unless
You were doing a lot of meetings and you were
oh
doing
yeah.
catch
Yeah,
Miss
yeah, yeah.
T.
So dance is starting next week. And then also the conversations with Miss T, that was my quarantine project, right? Like I was like, oh, now that I'm in quarantine, I don't want to be all by myself. I was like, hey, let me
You
talk
have
to
full
people.
time on your
Yeah, and then I had to learn some editing skills. I sucked at it at first, but then now I think I have the hang of it. But now that it's going so well, not in terms of popularity, in terms of like I'm thinking of all the people that I can finally catch up with and the opportunities that I have now to talk to certain people. I just don't want it to
hands.
end, but it's so hard fitting it into my schedule.
Yeah. Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your schedule does quite sound quite hectic.
Yeah. So my friend, how
How
are
long
you?
does it
Yeah.
edit?
Say that again.
How long does it take you to edit?
Mm, now about hour 30 minutes. but I have to add another 40 minutes to watch the video again once it's on YouTube to make sure everything's okay.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay, yeah. That's a
Yeah,
lot of time.
it is.
I'm
But
so tired. I just woke up.
wow, it's so nice. What do you guys have planned? If it's private, don't tell me.
No, I said I have a meeting, so
Oh,
that's
yes.
work on a project that I'm working on.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Is it
So that's
a personal project?
yes, it's not a work project, but like a personal project that we are well, where we're building
Yeah.
something.
Okay, that's cool. I cannot wait for that to be out so I can know what it's about.
Yeah, we also can't wait. Yeah, so today we're doing like it's like going to be a meeting at first, and then basically we'll do a hackathon kind of thing the rest of the afternoon so that we can get as much code done over the
Hmm.
weekend. Because we're all working and all of that. So
Yeah,
we just have to do the weekends, and so basically we do mini hackathons so that we can push as much as we can on like our Saturday afternoons.
right. Yeah, but that's good because I mean, if you have a project you're not investing in it in terms of time, then I mean, what's the point?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you like
But
it?
yeah, we really. Hmm?
Do you like what you're doing? Do you enjoy it?
Yes, yes, I do. And I really wish it would just like get off the ground and we get some funding. Because work is just like so annoying. And the thing is, I really like the people that I'm working on this project with. And we all like, this is our dream company to work for. So we're really trying to push it to get it off the ground.
Yeah. In terms of funding, how much do you need?
A lot. Well, not now for like the beginning stages, but obviously as like things grow, we'll need like more hands on deck and all of that. But at the moment, we'd even because at the moment we don't like we have all the skills in-house to build the product, but then
Hmm.
it would be like marketing things that where where we don't have the skills.
Hmm.
um, so we'd basically need to contract someone to do that side of thing, that side of like the whole operations things and all of that. Yeah, so it would be like basically we'd need money to pay that person.
Yeah.
'Cause currently we are self-funding the project, so paying like AWS bills and all the other tools we have to use, and all of that stuff.
Hmm.
But then like now when you actually have to hire a person, that's like way more because you need like a lot of money to pay someone like their hourly rate,
Yeah.
because these people aren't cheap. You can
Yeah.
even pay like 50 an hour, and it would be like an entire project that they'd have to work on. So it's like, yeah. But once we have our MVP up, then that's when we'll start applying for funding, um,
What's
because we
MVP?
minimum viable product. So
Okay.
that's like a product that we can take out to market and be like, hey, Balesa, give us your feedback on this. How do you like the flow of the app? How do do
Yeah.
you like the whole payment setup and all of that? Then once we have all of that feedback, then we can also verify our assumptions that we've made in building the app. And then when we go for funding, we can be like, hey, like our assumptions were right. The users want to pay for this and they're willing to pay for our app. So invest now. So that's why we want funding now when we don't even have an app yet, because investors will be like, oh no, you guys haven't even verified your assumptions. So give me 60% of your company and then I'll give you 20,000 Rand, So
Yeah.
it's like we want to have all of our ducks in order and be like, okay, going there with, okay, we know that the market wants this product, so that we have, a leg to stand on in front of
Yeah.
investors.
I like how you
Um,
went like you're gonna go to the investor and go like, hey, our assumptions were right. People actually like our product. I'm like, okay, you go, girl.
yeah, because you really don't want to be there in a state where you are begging them for your money, because that's when you'll be taken advantage of. Um, there was this other podcast I listened to. Oh, I don't know. Okay, maybe it was. Yeah, it was the podcast I listened to. And so this guy, like, he's like very active on Twitter, and then he will do like little statements, like little posts on the Twitter thing and whatnot. So on the podcast, he actually talks more about these tweets that he makes. And so the one of them was like, in negotiation, whoever cares less wins. So we don't want to, in that kind of negotiating for equity and funding, where we are the ones who care the most. We want to be able to be like, okay, fine, then investor, don't invest. There's someone else knocking at our door to give us money.
Having options,
So,
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, very soon we'll have a product out. But yeah, we just trying to finish building it. It's so exhausting. I'm so exhausted. But yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I have two jobs at this point. But
You do have two jobs, just the other one pays and you have to pay for the other one.
that is so true.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, that's what's going on. The meeting that I have after this.
Okay, that's good. I'm excited for you. I think you've gotten to that point in your IT career where you just use terms that I have no idea what they mean, but I got you.
Yeah, IT career. I hate it when people call it that.
What is
Maybe
it?
say engineering. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What does IT? Do you watch? Wait, have you watched the IT Crowd?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I actually don't like those kinds of shows, even like Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like the IT Crowd because it has humor in it. There's an episode where this girl, I forget her name, she goes for an interview. So she works, she's an HR for, is it a manager or an HR? I don't know. So then she wants to quit her current job, so she goes for an interview, right? And they ask her, what does IT stand for? She doesn't know. So she was over there claiming she has IT experience, whatever that is. But she does not know what IT stands for. So I'm going to ask you, what does IT stand for?
What does IT stand for? It stands for something that I don't do. Yeah. So it's like information technology, but then that's like really like the guys you'll find, you know, at work when they're like, oh, report it to IT when your laptop isn't working. I don't do that.
Oh,
like
okay.
when my laptop isn't working, I have to report it to IT.
Okay, I have questions. What do you do exactly? Because I thought you were one of those people who say, did you turn it on and off again?
No, we build software for laptops and phones and all of that, but we don't fix them. Well, I'm sure, like, you know, the typical white guy software engineer will know how to fix a laptop, but for me, I don't do that. So
yeah. Well, I'm just grateful for YouTube channels now, you know, like the DIYs, because that's what I do. I would just turn things upside down and try to fix it myself. Yeah. But you should, my friend, check it out. Only has 4 seasons. When you have time, don't waste your time now. But when you have time, just check it out, the IT Crowd.
Okay, cool. I will.
Ooh, I may have all the things that we could possibly talk about. I just don't know where to start.
Okay. What's the list of things?
Well, I think it's nice if we talk about how we met and how we went through university and how we're still friends to this day.
Are we really?
Yes, we are. Yes, you're still my friend. Yeah.
If you say so.
We're in this for life, I'm telling you. Yes, we are. Yes.
I was in the subcommittee because I was like, I need to make friends here. I don't have any friends. So I signed up to be like the subcommittee of the Res committee.
Yeah, so I was your senior at that time. Respect.
Hey, okay. The senior, okay.
Let me have it, okay? Um, and then and then one thing just led to another. We started hanging out, but I I failed my math. I failed my math course, so I had to take the longer program, the easier one, the one that you were taking, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then I think then we started hanging out a lot because we were in the same class, and then we did
Mm,
computers. I did computer science. I was 1 year ahead of you, but you were so much
yes.
better at it. Um, and then yeah, and then what? And then I graduated, right?
Yes. Yeah, and then you left,
You did your
moved.
honors.
Yeah.
Did you do your master's as well?
Well, while I was working, not like right after honors.
Yeah. And then I would come back to visit. And whenever you were in Joburg, when you had the time, we would hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, fast forward, now we're here.
Eish, time flies, eh? And we met, what year was it? 2013.
Was it 2013?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I keep getting those Facebook memories, the notifications. And it's like, yeah, no, we
My
had
God.
fun.
I remember we like in your room there at Forest Hill, we take pictures. I still have a whole bunch of them, like
Same.
webcam
Yeah.
and all of that.
Yeah. And you used to like put stuff on my Facebook wall, like weird stuff. Funny but weird. Your kind of sense of humor that I get. And yeah, I see those. I like them. And it's been over 10 years now, my friend. Cannot be 2013 that we met. That was 2011.
No, 2011, I was in matric. 2012
Oh yeah,
started varsity.
2013. Mm,
Oh wow, we almost at 10 years of friendship now, friend.
almost. It's fine. You're not going anywhere, like I said. But so in all my conversations, I have not mentioned Amy. And I'm like, how can I not mention Amy? So you come up a lot. And I'm just like, how can I not? Because she's a very close friend of mine.
Yes.
And so when I think of her, I think of that time. So I just mentioned that I failed my math course, right? I didn't really
Mm.
fail it. I just missed my exam. So what happened was I wasn't really used to the UCT interface and whatnot. So I would just get the notification in class at that time and diarize it. So they said an exam was going to be on this date, so I diarized it. Turns out the exam time changed. They moved it to
Yeah.
early morning and it was supposed to be in the afternoon, right?
Yeah.
And I know. So I show up and I'm so happy. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna show up at the exam venue an hour early and I'm prepared and everything. Um, my friends all go write the exam around 9 a.m., right? And
Yeah.
12 a.m., I'm getting ready to leave rest. I'm getting messages. Hey, Paulissa, where are you? We just wrote the exam. And I switched off my phone because I had to study. We just wrote the exam and did not see you. Are you okay? And everything. I was like, no, guys. Thought it was a prank initially. The exam is at 2. Ha ha ha.
No. No.
So I get to the exam venue and nothing. Like, oh snap, my friends were right? Because there was no one there. So I went to the lecturer. I said, hey, Mr. I think I used to call him Mr. Sayre. Hey, Mr. Sir, like, what's going on? And then he says, you missed your exam. I said, no way. Like, this is the time to go. I showed it to him. He said, the time changed. Go check your Vula. And I went and it
Yeah.
was like, oh, snap. What am I going to do?
Oh
And
my gosh.
yeah, I know. But then I just decided to change and go to like the easier one because prior to that, I had failed my first test, right? That's why I decided to work hard for my exam. So, my friend coming out of matric, you think you got this because your grades
Oh
are so
yes.
good. So then
Wait,
reality,
wait. You were doing MAM 1000.
What?
You were doing MEM 1000.
I don't remember the code. I don't remember the course code.
Because that was like the one for the like ridiculously clever people. And then 1004 and 1005, I think it was the one we did MEM 1000, but over 2 years.
Yeah, then I probably did Mem 1000.
Your hair, you even had, had the guts.
Thank
Give it
you.
up
I
to
tried, right? They say you should try and fail, not fail to try.
you.
I have this memory of Amy. I failed my first test. So it was Amy, Darren, and I, right? We used to hang out together first. So we go get our results. Darren got over 80 because he was a genius. And then Amy
Yeah.
worked hard. So she got like over 60 or something. And then my grade came, right? And it was not looking good at all. I'm not even going to say. It was way below 50. Um,
Yes,
so
I know the first test for MEM 1000.
yeah,
It'll rock your world.
it did. So everybody, sees their grades, and it's like, if your friend did not get like a good mark, you just, you're gonna be fine. It's okay and stuff. And then you just pretend like you're not impressed with your grade for the sake of your friend. So they did that for me, but then I think it really did hit hard. As we were walking down toward is it Jameson Hall, my friend? I forget. Yeah, so as we
Yes.
were walking down towards Jameson Hall,
Oh,
this
now.
yeah. So there's a math building on your left from microbiology to Jameson Hall. There's a math
Oh,
building on your
yes.
left. Yeah. So I got very sad, right? And I was starting to get teary. So I said to Amy and Darren, can you guys just wait for me out here? I'm going to go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom and I cried. It was really bad. So emotional. But I lost it. Like I overcried. I didn't realize how sad I was until I started crying. So as I'm crying, Amy walks in and she busts open the door, and I think she just walked in right on time because I was about to fall down. Like I was crying and I was feeling weak. So I was about to like fall. As soon as she walked in, she just caught me. And then
No.
she just, I know, right? And so she held me and I was crying. My face was a mess with tears and yeah. And so she just held me like that for a bit. She said, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And I couldn't say anything. And I was just crying. And a few moments later, she sat me down and she went to like get tissue and everything. So, we just sat there for a while. I think she texted Darren and asked him to leave because we were going to be a while. And I think that's what solidified a friendship, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so after that, then I think I had to stop working hard. Then I missed my exam after working hard and I had to retake math 101.
Yo.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed our math lecturer, that old guy. What's his name again?
I don't know. I wasn't there long enough to, because I met that lady with like the white hair or like
Yeah.
the really blonde hair. The other guy, I'm not sure about.
Yeah, I liked him. Yeah. So
We're not.
what was the saddest experience for you in uni?
The saddest. Let's see. I don't know.
Did you have
Like
quite a
that one.
few?
Uh,
Okay, sorry, keep going.
no, I'm just saying like that my first MEM 1000 test was also sad, but it wasn't like, I think, yeah, because it was just a very humbling experience that, oh, okay, I'm actually not as clever as I thought I was. Um, but I don't know. I feel like after that, I just learned to roll with the punches and just found better ways to study.
Mhm.
Um, hmm. I'm not sure. I'd say it was for me, I think this was like a comp sci thing. Second year, yeah. Second year comp sci. And actually, I think that was the hardest comp sci, because third year comp sci, I like passed like distinctions.
Wow,
But
smart people in the room.
I remember second year, second semester, we were writing the comp sci exam, and the first semester one I had passed, also got to getting a distinction. And then I don't know what happened during the exam. I totally like panicked for the second semester one. And then I don't know, like I didn't remember all of this. Well, I remembered some of it, but there was like this one question. And then, because I'd wanted to be like, okay, I'm getting my distinction so that at the end of like third year comp sci, when I'm graduating, I can get the first class pass for my
Mm-hmm.
comp sci degree. I don't know, like I panicked and like nothing was coming together. Wada. Long story short, for that semester, I think I got like in the 60s for comp sci.
Mm-hmm.
And then that like totally made me not get my first class
Oh,
um, pass for
yeah.
comp sci. I got it for business computing, which was information systems. So I was very sad about that. I just felt like I'd failed myself. Like under that one moment of pressure, I kind of buckled. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Nah, okay. I'm listening to you go like you got 60, and there's people out there who are celebrating a 51. But I understand you had goals.
Thing is, I'm not really looking at the first year stuff, because I have like long time ago just come to the fact to acknowledge the fact that in first year I knew absolutely nothing. I don't know how I made it past first year. But after that, then that was when I was like, oh, okay, I actually know what I'm doing here. Let
Right,
me see,
right.
you know?
Yeah.
So I definitely say that was something that made me sad, because it wasn't, I think I felt it more now at graduation when I
Oh,
didn't the first class pass for my comp sci degree, just because of that one semester. And then, yeah.
okay. In my books, you still did very well. I'm very proud of you. So big ups to you. Yeah. No, that's good, my friend.
Yeah.
It's good that it didn't affect you that much, right? After uni.
No, not really. But I was just sad that I wasn't getting, when they were like, oh, first class for business computing. For me, I always felt like it should have been and computer science.
Mm,
So, yeah,
mm.
but otherwise, I'm over that now.
Okay,
Um,
good. Yeah, because you've also accomplished a lot. I mean, you were in, is it IT for women or IT for black? What? Sorry, I keep calling it IT, but you know what I mean. Coding for what was that um program you were part of?
um, the Indoni Developers.
Is was it the one with just women?
Mm.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that was well, it still is, but we've taken a bit of a break now because everyone has been like going through changes in terms of like career or personal and whatnot. And last year we were having like a lot of events. So we'd have meetups where we'd have a woman in tech speaking, be it like someone who's a software engineer, product manager, QA tester, all of those things like across the board in tech. And then basically we'd have an open platform where then the people who have tuned into the webinar can ask questions and like, have that back and forth with the speaker. We were also doing conferences and workshops. The workshops were really nice before COVID because
Mm,
those would be like in-person workshops.
mm.
And then the one time it was so nice. Well, that girl was actually quite a regular for our workshops. Like a little 10-year-old girl came with her mom and
Oh,
she was there learning how to code. Are you still there? Okay, you're
yeah,
frozen a bit.
yeah. I'm listening.
So it was very cute and the way that girl was so clever. She was even like, at the end of like those, I think she went to 3 or 2 workshops. She was like so clever. She was even like, when her mom needed help, she would be the one helping her mom and all of that. So it was like very nice that we'd have kind of like those workshops and get to interact with these women who are trying
Mm,
to learn or are learning to code. And yeah, like I think from that we got quite a steady following because people would attend our workshops. And then after that, they'd be like, okay, what are you guys doing? Like, we are super interested in all of this.
Mm.
Yeah, but as I said, now we're taking a bit of a break. We're still planning though on having our conference in November, which will be like a virtual conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone at the moment is quite exhausted and just needed a break because last year, like, I think we did 2 events every month. And then at the beginning of this year, we're like, yo, we're so tired, we can't even
Yeah.
function.
Yeah,
We
makes sense.
had to
Mm.
postpone our conference because the original date was supposed to be the Women's Day weekend, which was like around the 9th of August. And then
Mm.
we postponed. But yeah, that still is going. Yeah, whenever we do have events, we post on our LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram.
Mm. And what has been your biggest lesson, my friend, in doing these events and meeting up with these women?
Um, I think for me, it's just really made me see how important networking is because before that wasn't something I did. I would
Mm.
just be like, I go to work, come back, and I chill, and I'm just like, okay, I'm away from work now. I'm not thinking about it. Even when I go to a conference, I wouldn't really be there trying to network. It's just like listening to the speakers, then I go home. Because also the bunch of people at the conferences would be like a very awkward bunch because
Mm.
it's a bunch of white guys and they don't even want to make eye contact with you because they're afraid then that will invite conversation and then they'll be so awkward when you're trying to talk with them. So it
Mm.
would be just like uncomfortable situation. So I'm just like, okay, let me just chill. Then maybe if I go with people from work, I just talk to them and
Mm.
not go out and meet and or try to make other connections. But with this group, like with Indoni Developers, what's nice is that on the WhatsApp group, like when we had physical conferences, someone would be like, oh, okay, I'm going to Scale Conf tomorrow. Who else will be there? Would you like to meet up?
Mm.
And then so at least now you have a group of people outside of your work people that you could talk to. So
Mm.
that was also quite nice. So I think it made me just really value having a network of other women in tech.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what has been the biggest struggle for the other women that are part of the organization?
Biggest struggle is the whole issue of fitting in at work because you find that maybe you're like the only black woman in the team or even the only black person, the only woman, and then you're working with a whole bunch of white guys and now there's the issue of, oh, okay, I work with these people but I have absolutely nothing in common with them. They talk
Mm-hmm.
about gaming, I don't game. They talk about board
A board
games,
game.
I don't play these games and all of that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, and then how you try to kind of fit in and try to pretend to be someone you're not.
Mm.
And actually that's something that I struggled with when I'd say like when I was in comp sci, especially in honors, because in honors I was the only black woman in our class. And then it was like a whole bunch of guys. And I think then there were two other girls, and then they
Mm-hmm.
were white girls.
Mm.
So I was basically hanging out with a bunch of guys. And that time I was wearing like my staple would be like sneakers, jeans, and a hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
And now when I actually think about it, like I never really wanted to dress like that. I wanted to dress up and be nice, and look
Yeah.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
But felt like, okay, if I dress like these guys, because that's also what they're wearing, sneakers, jeans, and hoodies, I will be able to kind of camouflage
Yeah.
and blend in more. And so I also just found that as I actually started working and gained more confidence in my own abilities, then that was when I was like, actually, I don't need
Doesn't
to look
matter.
like these people. to speak like these people, like I can be my true, genuine self.
Mm-hmm.
But now what happens when you do that is like, so I'd like let my afro go and just it be huge and whatnot at work. Then you get these weird comments from people, and you just like, that's not really a compliment. Like, what are you saying? You know? And it would always be like when I just feel like, oh, okay, today I want to dress nice for work. Oh, Tandy, have you got a date after work? Where are you going? And I'm just like, dudes, just because you guys wear flops and shorts to work every day doesn't mean that I need to dress the same as you.
Yeah.
That is not
Yes.
when I feel comfortable as myself. I feel comfortable as myself when I am dressed like this and my hair is out and
Mm-hmm.
all of that. So I really think that, especially now with like all these social media movements and whatnot, people, especially like Black women in spaces where they are minorities, are also finding their own voice and becoming more comfortable in being themselves
Mm-hmm.
in the workplace. So I think that's like super important, because you're there trying to fit in, but that what that really means is that you aren't bringing your own original ideas that are original to Thandile, to Balesa, and all of all
Mm-hmm.
of the Black women out there. So I'd say like that's like the biggest struggle, but I think once you get out of it, that's when you really truly find your own voice
It's
and
liberating. Yeah.
bringing something genuinely you to the team.
Mm. Yeah. My friend, I completely get where you're coming from, because when I started work at this new school, and it's really amazing, but when I started, I
Mm.
think I was in the elementary school side, I was the only Black woman there, and I just
Mm.
remember pretending to like Harry Potter, and I'm like, I don't. you know I remember that, and I remember pretending to know something about the Lord of the Rings so that you just say something when people are conversing.
Yeah.
So this year they hired a lot more Black people, and I remember a friend of mine gave me a call, and she said, well, at least you don't have to pretend that you like Harry Potter anymore. You can actually have conversations that you want to have, because you can relate to these
Yes.
people. Yeah. But then I remember suffering from anxiety. I hope my colleagues don't watch this, but I remember suffering from anxiety because I felt like I did not fit in. And it really did suck,
Mm.
because the only freedom I would have was in my classroom when it was just me and my students. And I would just like, not want to hang out with my colleagues because I felt like there was no room for me there. And if I did
Yes.
try to create space for myself, then it felt forced. And I hated it.
Mm.
I hated feeling like I'm forcing myself into a circle. So that really
Yeah.
affected my self-esteem. That really affected um, my confidence. And I just, yeah, it was not easy. And I had a breakdown. I remember going to a lady friend of mine at work. I was like, I feel like I cannot talk. I feel like
Mm.
if I try to say something, then I'm not being heard. And that was the case last year. This year, it's different. I think
Yeah.
this year I also have a little bit more confidence, not because there's more Black people at work. Well, that's a huge factor, but also because um, now I know I have a bit of experience. I'm like, if I had to do this by myself, I will do it. And you get to also, find out a bit more about people and find out which circle works for you and which circle does not work for you. So yeah, I have a bit
Mm.
more confidence now. And I don't know what the solution is. I don't know if, because now I'm forming my own circle, right? Like if there's somebody new
Yeah.
and friendly, yes, I'll speak to them. But how will I know if they feel excluded? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm,
I know. It's a very tricky one.
yeah, but I'm glad you're okay, and I'm glad that you guys have started organizations that cater for people that were in your situation.